Well, not entirely sure if I not see the stream on. Let me give me a second. Huh. That just started. Well, that's unfortunate because that this game is getting casted, but I think I'm just gonna cover the first match at this point and just keep on through it. Feel a bit bad doing this, but I'm tired of starting on my stream, not being told the game is being casted because they haven't put themselves anywhere, and then just closing it afterwards. So we're just gonna cast this first match, get some practice out, and then we'll proceed to host whoever is actually paid to cast this. I do apologize in advance to anyone watching the stream. If you guys want to go to watch Luminous, you guys are more than free to, but of course, I want to cast some SCA. I'm going to go to ESL Katowice afterwards. A lot of games aren't being casted by them, and I'm tired of having to guesswork around whatever the fuck is available to cast in these qualifiers. So, let's just go on with the games. Hello guys, welcome to the PGL Bucharest Major. I am actually just casting whatever games I can find, really, this day, which is why we're seeing a lot of games being doubly casted. And I'm going to offer alternative coverage for now until we host them or until we go to the ESL Katowice, a couple better games. You guys are free to go to Beyond the Summit, where they're actually casting this. Luminous Inverse is casting this with Baskip, and great casters and all, but I'm kind of tired of starting every single game, seeing that they're not prepared 5 minutes before the game starts, which is what professional casters should do, and then proceed to having to close my stream afterwards. It's really annoying. So, we're just going to cast this. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. Let's see how these teams do. Execration versus Boom ID. For those of you who don't know, Execration, probably one of the better known teams of the SEA scene. Been here for quite a long time. With a lot of new players, honestly. Nando's been in the team for as far as I can remember. Lil Meek also playing for a while. Raging Potato, I think it's been over a year now that he's been playing with them. Or, no, sorry. It's been 6 months or so he's been playing with them, which is pretty impressive considering Execration constantly changes their team. Boom ID, a relatively new team when it comes to the SCA scene. They are high MR players for the most part, and they performed decently in a lot of, PD Cup, a lot of the open qualifiers. Execration have been doing well there as well. And Boom ID usually not able to beat Execration in these qualifiers. Let's see how they do today. They do have a pretty consistent lineup at the very least, and they've been playing together for a while. Now, getting into the actual draft, Nyx Assassin, Earth Spirit, Omniknight all banned out by Execration. Bounty Hunter picked up by them, whereas Night Stalker, Tiny, and Clockwork get banned out by Boom ID, and they need to pick up someone now. How are you guys doing, by the way? Nice to see everyone here. Alright, by the way, I will be checking, sometimes you'll be seeing me just kind of go away from the stream for a second, just checking what games are not going to be casted to proceed to them. I might actually switch to the Kingwin game, or whatever game out of ESL doesn't get casted, because there's 4 games kind of going on at the same time. It's impossible they can cast everything, so I'll just be offering casting for whatever games are up, and feel free to just comment if there's a game you guys want English coverage for. I'm here for that. Literally the most freelance casting position you can ever have. Boom ID, get the Tuscan Disruptor, Glimpse plus the Ice Shard Snowball, nice combination for catching anyone in the mid game. Easy for first 10 kills if anyone bet on Boom ID there. Yeah, haha. So the guys at Boom ID will be able to easily stun out most everything, keep him in place with the Ice Shards, plus the Kinetic Field actually closes them in quite nicely. And you even have a Static Storm to combine with the Ice Shards. It actually works quite well, because that way you You close in most every single hero that has any sort of escape mechanism, and you ensure that the kill is easy without the need of having any actual stuns, because Snowball and Walrus Sponge both being relatively weak stuns. So let's see what Execration decide to run here. Bounty Hunter plus something else. What is the choice? Now that you see the Bounty Hunter to start off with. The Bounty Hunter to start off with. What else are they going to combine this with? It's going to be Razor. Alright, nice. Razor with Bounty Hunter means that they're going to have some nicer lanes. In general, the Bounty Hunter is good at laning, not the best at getting kills. It actually... Alright, thanks on the goo. Actually, these two work really nicely because they allow themselves to get a strong mid game, which they can take a lot of advantage from, because the track kills obviously give the Razor the gold necessary to snowball out of control. Appreciate that on the goo. Really appreciate those comments. So, Execration that way is able to get a solid mid game from a nice laning phase, which usually translates easily because the Razor has this mix of physical magical damage, hard to itemize against a Razor once it gets to minute 15 or so, and that level 10 talent of the 15 agility is insane on him, so he peaks really hard around minute 15 and then starts falling off a bit, which is why the track gold is so very important. The only issue here with the Razor is that if you do decide to run it mid, you lose a lot of possibilities that go well with Bounty Hunter. You have seen a lot of players, especially in SCA, pick Tinker or pick, for example, an Invoker to make advantage or take advantage of the vision. We saw how disgusting the Bounty Hunter is with Tinker. It's just track and all of a sudden, oh, heat-seeking missiles. Oh, no, more heat-seeking. Oh, holy shit. Okay, I'm dying. Because there's just it's so hard to beat that without any sort of spelling on your team. Which is why Execration... You know, the Razor is a nice pick here that doesn't really reveal what your mid hero is going to be, as he can always be played as a carry or even an offensive tri-lane, which works nicely with his Bounty Hunter, and you open up your possibilities a lot. Harder to counter a hero when you don't really know, when you don't actually know what, you know, what's going to happen here. So, what's going to be the laning stage. So, Boom ID now need to ban a 5th ban. I wonder what they're going to go for. They banned the Doom, which indicates a possibility of a Storm, Queen of Pain, those kind of heroes. In general, I wonder if that's going to be the choice for Boom ID, because you could ban here's large stuns. They go for the Deuce instead, so they're just banning safe bans. They know Execration wants to go for. The Storm and the Queen of Pain are okay, especially to deal with a Razor. Any hero with mobility in general, Doom and Razor is a nice combination as well, so I kind of like that actually. Execration banning the Weaver after seeing the Doom ban. I would actually ban the Storm as well. Or, ooh, the PL. That's a good ban, actually, on second thought. Because that allows you to concentrate your draft much more into single target and not be so fussed about being countered by a potential PL. The Terrorblade can counter single target draft to some degree, but Razor and Bounty Hunter both deal well with the Terrorblade in the early game, and they both have enough pushing power to actually mitigate some of Terrorblade's, space creation. So, Boom ID now. We need a 3rd pick, and probably the offlaner to start off with. Perhaps they carry already. For the offlaners, Omnet would have been really nice for them, even if he does fail against the Razor. You could still go for the Batrider, but Batrider is a bit weak against the Razor and Bounty Hunter if hit by the track. But Batrider is, in general, pretty good synergistic pickup for the Tusk Disruptor combination, right? So you have the Disruptor, comes back, Tusk Ice Shards or Snowballs or whatever it is, Batrider runs overhead, Fireflies the whole area. Pretty nice. And there it is. Woo! My analysis is still on point. So, it actually is a really nice synergistic pick. Razor's kind of annoying with a Purge, but you should still be able to counter him with a Force Staff. And the Bounty Hunter track, yes, it's kind of annoying, but Batrider is one of the heroes that can actually get Lotus Orb and not be too fussed about it. BKB as well, meaning he can dispel track in many situations. Now, what's the choice for Execration? After seeing this Batrider pickup, you probably want to go for your support, right? Your position 5, it's the easiest thing. You have the option of a Nixus. Oh, no, you don't. What options do you have against a Batrider? The Shadow Shaman or the Rubik come to mind? Ooh, Witch Doctor, interesting. So Shadow Shaman and Rubik I kind of like better this situation, being more defensive supports. But Witch Doctor offers something that those two supports don't, and it's mainly the harassment lane. With a pretty long range of around 550 and 61 base attack damage, Witch Doctor is one of the highest base attack damage supports and one of the best harassers. I think it's 58 actually. Sorry if I got that wrong. But that plus the Maledict ensures that you can get kills with a hero like Bounty Hunter who doesn't bring much to the table in early engagements. And Witch Doctor plus Razor is absolutely fantastic, in addition to giving you some nice team fight. Now Shadow Fiend is the choice for Boom ID. Offering both magical and physical damage similar to before. Not too countered by that Razor. I like it. He has a raise for the Razor, which You know, even if you're just making puns, that's pretty impressive. So let's see if the Shadow Fiend is the choice here, because I mean, you can still get stopped from your Requiem with a Paralyzing Cask, a bit annoying, and Razor can still annoy you a bit in the lane, but the magical damage you provide and the fact that you can last it with it, in addition to how good Shadow Fiend is with Tusk, I very much like this pick. You might want to run something different in the mid lane that doesn't get so countered by Shadow Fiend. I really like the Tinker. There it is. I mentioned the Tinker earlier, but I particularly love the Tinker because he combines, I mean, I already said it earlier, right? He was really good with Bounty Hunter. Actually works nicely with Witch Doctor because he gives him a lot of space for the March of the Machine, so he can use his Death Ward efficiently. The Heat-Seeking Missile is particularly good with Death Ward as well to just snipe out targets. Has a peak that's around minute 20, 25. That's usually Tinker's peak when he gets all his items, the Blink Dagger and all that, which is similar to Razor. So Razor peaks at 15, more or less, assuming it's a normal game. And then Tinker peaks at 20, so you have a nice little curve there for your heroes. And you also offer a lot of lane domination, and in the off chance that you don't do too well in the early game, you have some space creation with the Tinker, with the March of the Machines playing defensively, allowing you to play that way, because Tinker should be able to win his lane anyway. So that's actually quite nice. I like the Tinker pick a lot. And, oh, sorry for the logo. I completely forgot about the RRQ logo. Earlier I was watching Open Qualifiers, and I had to put the little logo just in case. Anyway, Execration with the last ban here. They ban a Lifestealer. Actually, I do like the Lifestealer. Razor in the aggressive position or something like that. You know what I actually kind of like for Execration? I think something along the lines of Beastmaster would be quite nice. Beastmaster is good against Shadow Fiend. Can't stop the Bat Rider. Brings the slow to the table. Works nicely with Tinker as well because the Hawk, obviously. He's not as powerful as before, but still pretty good. I don't see many issues with the Beastmaster. He's a strong laner as well. Can actually be used in a dual offlane with Bounty Hunter or Witch Doctor. Both pretty strong. And even the ban of the Vengeful Spirit also seems like that as well. So it seems like you might want to go for the Beast. Nope, Void. Interesting choice. Actually, I like the Void a bit better. Combines really well. My bad for not seeing that, because March of the Machines, Death Ward, the Razor as a whole, Void is really strong with these heroes. And he peaks a bit later as well, so you continue the curve. And you can run either Void or Razor in an offensive tri-lane. Decently. So that's not bad. bo3 now need their carry, though. Seeing the Void, you want to go for... I mean, you could go for the Morphling, but... Actually, no, you can't morph anymore while he's stunned. Sorry, that's an old thing. What carry would you run? You want to carry with mobility that can counter the Tinker to some degree. And the Void. So mobility and tanky. Ooh, that's hard. Weaver would have been really good. Vengeful Spirit would have been really good. Maybe Juggernaut with a Blink Dagger. Juggernaut's kind of okay against the Faceless Void. A Monkey King perhaps as well. Yeah, there's a Monkey King. Alright, I'm not that bad in the predictions. I am quite happy about myself. Usually I don't predict this well. So, what? 1, 2, 3 predictions? Yeah, I'll take that. Alright. The Monkey King here is a pretty good pickup because in the off chance the Faceless Void... So, if the Faceless Void is run as an aggressive carry or something of the sort, Monkey King can counter him. Razor does destroy him, which is unfortunate, but Monkey King at least ensures some of your lanes are going to go kind of well. He can deal with the Tinker decently. Even if the laser is very annoying, he's going to be forced... Someone is going to be forced to go for Lotus Orb or for a BKB, of course. And... what else? I mean, he does offer a stun to stop the Tinker from TPing away. So there's that. He's good synergistically with your team. You know, has the little setup, win to the Requiem of Souls. You combine it with a lasso as well. Easy, quick kill. Glimpse is very, very strong with the Monkey King. I like it. It's not too amazing, but it's decent. I think it just kind of works well in all situations, and after seeing Execration's draft, you're more on the defensive in terms of your draft. You're not looking for synergy, you're looking to not be destroyed, as bo3. Especially because you're probably the worst team. I don't like saying that, but they are the team that you expect to do worse in this lineup. So going for safer options is always a nice choice, especially in the SEA region where we do have people not having the time of their lives, depending on the draft. By the way, guys, if you have any technical issues, I would ask you tell me, by the way. I'm using a new microphone, seeing how this works, because my old microphone was, a bit busted. Hopefully you can hear my beautiful, honey-like, milky voice as well as possible. And before we get into the game and present the teams, I will just say one thing. I do understand there's another English casting of this going on. I started first, and I did not know that they were casting. They started a bit later, so you'll be moving on after this best of 3 into something else that's hopefully not casted, because I don't mean to take away anyone's jobs, and I do apologize to Luminous and Basket for doing that, but you will have those two options, and I guess competition is sometimes good. I'm not making any money out of this anyway, so I guess that is fair to say. And we will just continue casting as much as I can. Whatever games get uncasted, just tell me, and I will go and move on to that. Not too fussed about what region. Know most every region except for the NA scene pretty well. And even NA from my casting in BTSS I know decently. So we're just going to be moving around. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today. The beautiful emergency caster that is just desperately trying to find some games to practice with. Alright, with that said, let's present the teams real quick, but not after we see Nando die, because Nando, difficult position for you, buddy. There's a snowball with 5 people, including a courier, and Nando has to time lock all this damage away. Will be able to, though. Monkey King still not getting the Jingle Mastery in the off chance that he can't really attack the Void. Nando will survive this, luckily. I mean, honestly, that was a bit hopeful saying Nando will die. Glimpse does not have enough range to stop him just yet. Anyway. Let's present the teams real quick, because I like people knowing who these guys are playing at. Execration will be running in the Radiant side. Pretty cool team. As they will be representing the SCA region in this tournament, at least for now. Because this is obviously the SCA qualifiers. They're trying to represent the SCA region. Careful, Nando. There's still a glimpse, which they can do midway. The time walk will not come out in time, but they're harassing him a fair amount. Trying to level that damage to make sure that he doesn't time walk it all away, but it's still pretty powerful. Right. With that said, guys, now, let me present the teams, please. Execration, one of the top SCA teams, according to a couple people, up there with Fnatic and TNC. Lumik, it's the Witch Doctor, Leomik, I suppose, as the Witch Doctor in the support position. Second support being the Bounty Hunter, played by Raging Potato. I love that name. Nando in the carry position, as the Faces Void. Here in the off lane, sort of off lane, it's going to be the Razor, played by Yaj. And finally in the mid lane, it's the Tinker, played by Carl. What a lovely name. It's not S4, though. Trust me. Now, for Boom ID, these guys, which I'm pretty sure are Singaporean, it's Kezcute on the Disruptor in the support position. Second support, it's either Singaporean or Indonesian. I always confuse those two flags. Jokam on the Tusk in the second support position, as the offlaner, a bad runner played by Saint Lucath. Wow. Dreamo Cell as the Monkey King as the carry position. And finally, in your dream, will be the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. Lovely. So, there we go, paralyzing cast, bounces between two of them, stolen a lot of damage. Jokam is in trouble, has to go in the trees, eats a tango, trying to juke him, and actually manages to do so with the tango eating. Jokam playing with the enemy team like a fail, and now Nando going a bit too far. Glimpse back, doesn't have time lock anymore because he used it offensively. Dreamo Cell trying to get the Jingle Mastery off, but he does not have the stun just yet. Nando might just go down to the damage from the tower, and in comes the Snowball with a Monkey King, and that Monkey King will ensure they get the kill onto the second support as well. Boom ID, super happy about this because they force a rotation and even get an extra kill on top of that rotational kill. Fantastic job there. Great juke. Absolutely great juke there by Jokam. 8-3 tangos for it, but was definitely worth it. Watching that beautiful Tuscan action. Man, those early game plays are what excite me the most. I will see a late game team fight and, you know, there'll be like a huge black hole. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a cool black hole. But that juke, man, at the beginning of the game, that's what defines the game, you know? That's the beauty of Dota, that you can do something so small and have such a high impact. Granted, you also got first blood out of that, right? You got the first blood. Oh, actually, because the gold is divided, I'm pretty sure that's not first blood just yet. Not entirely sure. I mean, that's an old thing, where first blood used to not count if the gold is divided between people. However, they did leave this mid lane a bit alone, but luckily the Shadow Field's been doing pretty well against the Tinker for what he could be doing. And with that early rotation, the Bounty Hunter actually allowed himself to get a couple levels, meaning Janata. But the Monkey King will now start to rotate. Interestingly enough, Dreamo Cell does not want to fight against the Razor. Surprise there. Jokam, careful, snowball to the creeps, trying to break a static link. Will not be successful in doing so. And now Yaj with 47 extra damage. Not too sure about chasing into the trees. The Glimpse is already level 2. They could force him back. However, it would be a very dangerous initiation, which they definitely don't want to go on. Especially now the Bat Rider is starting to rotate into the mid lane first. In your dream, careful. They have no heat. Oh, they do have heat-seeking missiles. So in your dream could be threatened to die. But luckily enough, he gets back to his own tower and will not be destroyed just yet. The Bounty Hunter giving you vision in the mid lane is also very annoying, which is why probably the heat-seeking missile field was opted by Carl as opposed to the typical March the Machines. In comes Saint Lucas though. Carl has no escape mechanisms, and in your dream, first raise. They need a second raise as well. Carl being hit by 2 of them. The Firefly also burning him up, but Carl surviving all this damage thanks to the good usage of the bottle. Meanwhile, in your dream might be in trouble himself. Paralyzing Cast will not bounce, but they do have a fair amount of damage. Maledict as well. Lim's trying to save him, and in your dream fighting to the last bit of health as the Maledict finishes him off, and Kezcute Might be the next victim. Carl falling through. One last laser. All they need, laser to finish him off. And now that's 2 kills for the price of none. Execration get the payback they were looking for. And Boom ID cries in the corner. Like the stupid little girl you are. No. Like the team that underestimated Execration. Same to Lucas. Trying to get away thanks to the Firefly. Even with a double damage, afraid of the potential burst damage a Bounty Hunter can offer. That works out for them. Maybe Execration betters will not be so sad after all. Dream will sell. Using the stun, stopping Nando. And, oh, in comes the Bounty Hunter. He does have a magic stick to get... Oh, doesn't have a level of Shuriken. Wow. Went for 2 levels of Shadow Walk instead. Get that extra 30 damage. An extra duration, so that you have an infinite Shadow Walk, essentially. But ever since they changed the cooldown and stuff, it's not really that worth it, frankly. I mean, I guess the Fade time of 0.65 is okay. See, that would have been able to trigger Jingle Mastery if he only had 3 levels of it. Or 1 level of it, as opposed to 2. But Dream Soul does not seem too bothered by any melee core. Triggers the Jingle Mastery. And now he's stuck. Dream Cell, fighting against 3, needs to get the stun off. Gets it down to 3, heals back a fair amount, but cannot kill Nando in time. He's gonna die to the affliction that is the Maledict. In addition to Nando's constant macing him in the face. Boom ID. Lose the Monkey King down bottom, and Execration, a slight bit advantage again. With Carl trying to keep his best against In Your Dream with his lane-dominating build, he should be doing much better than he is. Shadow Fiend, a ridiculously strong laner nowadays. In fact, maxing raises over the Necromastery. Typical build nowadays, but still worthy of mention. As you can tell how much Shadow Fiend wants to destroy the Tinker here. With magical damage, he can't do anything with laser. Careful, there's a Magic Paralyzing Cask. In comes the Razor. Hello, Dreamocell, want to fight against me? And Dreamocell trying to get that Boundless Strike, gets it, but at the same time as he himself dies, as Raging Potato joins the fray for a kill on the Monkey King. And Boom ID, yes, they do get a kill there, but at the price of what? You rotate a lot of heroes there as Execration, but at the same time you get a kill onto a Monkey King who is not managing to farm his Battle Fury too early. Going for too many early engagements, and that might actually cost him. Shadow Fiend, though, in the middle lane is given so much ridiculous space that he might be the space-creating carry later on. Jokam still goes down. Nice ice shards, but not nice enough. And here, oh, there's a slight glimpse. I just called him a gimp. Jesus. Carl paused the game. Oh, guys, where am I? Where the fuck's my hero? Okay, I found him. Alright. It does seem like that's what's happening. What's the bug? I can't find my, Maybe that's the bug. He can't find his hero. Because that was literally a pause right after the glimpse happened. Okay. The Void is is actually disconnecting. That's the reason why. Thank you, Execration, for that information. Ah, that rhymes. That is beautiful. That's the beginning of a beautiful rap for Execration. Execration, the real SCA organization. Bringing up all the SCA teams and up-to-date information on the newest generation of player domination. Yeah, see? That name is fantastic. You can definitely have a bad boy rap for typical Pinoy SCA rap for Execration. I say this in loving terms because SCA is my favorite region, so Filipino rap, you know, the boys from the hood. I can totally imagine that. In fact, I think that would suit them a lot. I'm gonna suggest that idea to next tournament they go at. Give them, you know, rapper caps, put them sideways, start to make a real rap for them. Imagine it. Like, you can't do the same thing with something weird like Cloud. Oh, Cloud9's actually quite easy to rhyme with. What's a weird name? Fnatic, maybe? Fnatic, you can't rhyme like that, you know. So, Execration needs to take advantage of that. I don't think it's a tactical pause, by the way, in all honesty. Because the Void really did disconnect, so. If it's a tactical pause, it really is just for the Tinker to position himself again with the camera. Which I don't think it takes you that long. Usually you have a key, a hotkey to your hero. Or a hotkey to the group that is your hero. I do wonder, though, because obviously I don't play at that level. I'm pretty sure Davides is a Spanish viewer, but yeah, thanks Another Coin for defending me. Appreciate it. It's a multilingual chat, as much as we have a multilingual Discord and a multilingual community. Bilingual? I guess I wouldn't discriminate if you guys want to chat in, you know, Tagalog, or if you want to chat in Chinese, or I don't really give a shit. Russian. Learning Russian slowly, so that'd be a nice thing to be able to practice it with you guys. Well, and I say slowly by very slowly. And I don't mean like the joke of learning Russian in my pubs. I mean like genuinely going to Russian class and stuff. And the only thing that really motivated that was genuinely being talked to in Russian so often in my pubs that I thought, well, shit, I should probably learn this language so I can communicate with my teammates. And I think that maybe when I finally reach the point when I can learn Russian, I can actually reach that divine that I was looking for the whole time. It's really my language skills holding me back, not my Dota. Yeah, the lack of internet is an issue. I do wonder though. What I was saying before is, if you're a pro player, I actually don't know if they do this. If you have a hero that doesn't use control groups, do you just take the control groups away and substitute them for easier hotkeys? Because certain hotkeys work nicely for control groups that might not work nicely for, like, it still destabilizes your items. Like, for example, the numbers work really nicely for control groups if you're used to the StarCraft kind of playstyle. But at the same time, that means that your items have to be below, and I think some pro players might not like that. So I wonder if you have different control schemes for different players. That's one of the things that I really wish pro players would give insight in. You know, when I see a pro player analyzing, I don't want to know what do you think about the game, because I can come up with those ideas myself. It's not that hard. But I would like to know, like, what the pro player is thinking right now. I would like to know to see, like, when Samael was talking about this in the International, and he was saying, like, no one's mentality as he was losing to a team that he considers worse than them or something like that. I remember that comment very clearly, and it was really impressive. And I would like to know, for example, like, do pro players change hotkeys often just to ensure that they have the perfect hotkeys for the perfect hero? Do they have different setups? Do they have little macros set up for these things? That's interesting to know. But anyway, hopefully the pause gets off soon, so we can continue with the game. Also, part of me that just feels bad about doing this, you know. Part of me that just wants to go and get into the uncasted games. But I'm a big fan of SCA, and I'm tired of leaving games halfway through as well. There's going to be some interesting ESL later on today. I would like to cast for the whole day today, but at the same time, part of me just kind of wants to go to BTS Spanish later on and just cast some of these South American SEO, ESL games, just to try out the microphone as well. That's quite cool. Hopefully the internet gets fixed out here.